Hi everyone and welcome. In the previous video we have covered two things: how to log Modbus TCP device data into SQLite database with the help of Python script, and in the second video we have covered how to log Modbus TCP device data into MySQL database with the help of Python script. Okay, so in this video we are going to log Modbus serial device data into SQLite database with the help of Python script. Okay, so this will be the our flow that we have a Modbus serial device. Okay, we have a Modbus serial simulated device which is connected on the COM1, and with the help of virtual serial port driver software we will connect COM1 to COM2, and our Python script will read the data from the COM2 port and it will log the data into SQLite database. Okay, so if you have Modbus serial device, physical Modbus serial device, then you can directly connect this device to COM2 and you can use your script. Okay, and if you have a device on the other COM port, then you can change the COM port in the Python script and then you can use the script to log your data. Okay, now let's see how to use this script and how to log your data. So first of all, we have to import the require libraries and function. Then after, where is your Modbus serial device, you have to specify it here. Okay, it is connected on which COM port, COM2, COM3, COM4, whatever COM port it is connected, you have to specify it here. And then after, Modbus address, this is the Modbus device address. Okay, if you have a Modbus device which is running on the device address of 5, then you have to specify 5 here. Okay, typically is always 1 if you have a single device, but if you have a multiple device, then you have a multiple Modbus addresses. Then after, create a Modbus instrument for serial communication. Okay, so we have to specify the serial communication parameter that our baud rate will be 9600, byte size 8, stop bit 1, and the parity none. Okay, then after, we have to define from which register we are going to read the data. Okay, so we are going to read data from the holding register 0 and the holding register 1. So we are our starting address is 0 and we are going to read 2 data. So that is why I have specified 0 as a starting address and number of register I am going to read is 2. Then after, I have created the SQLite database. Okay, it will be created on my desktop, so we will see once we run this code. Okay, then after, we are creating a table with the name of Modbus data and with the 3 column. The first column is timestamp, second column is the holding register 1, and the third column is holding register 2. Okay, and then after, we are continuously reading the data from our Modbus serial device, which we will simulate using Modbus slave, and then we are logging the data into our SQLite database. Okay, and if device is not reachable or if you turn off the device, then you will get this message in output that device is not reachable, and once your device is up, then it will automatically communicate with the device and it will log the data into SQLite database. Okay, so before running the script, we have to do something. We have to start our Modbus serial device. Okay, so this is our Modbus serial device and this is our virtual serial port driver software, and here you can see COM1 is connected with the COM2. Okay, so if you expand it here, then you will see port is closed right now. Okay, if I go to setup here, if I go to slave definition, and then I want to set my slave ID as a 1, I want to create a Modbus serial device with the holding register, number of register quantity I want is 10, and I'll press OK here. I'll go to connection, I'll press on connect, and here you can see COM1 is connected to the COM2 and the COM2 is connected to the COM1. Okay, so that is why I am going to select COM1 here, because this Modbus serial device will connect with the COM1 port and provide the data on the COM2 port. So our Python script can read the data from COM2 port. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear. And here you can see the baud rate 9600, data bits 8, parity none. Okay, parity is none. Okay, parity is none. Yeah, and the stop bit 1. Okay, so we will press OK here, and then you can see there is no warning, and here also you can see yeah, you can see Modbus slave software is using this port. Okay, so the COM1 port is used by the Modbus slave and the data of COM1 is available on the COM2, but we haven't connected our Python to the COM2. Okay, so now we have to run our Python script to connect with the COM2. Okay, so let me adjust my screen here. Okay, now we will run all cells one by one here. So we will run it. We will use COM2 and the Modbus address 1, and yeah, Modbus address 1, so it comes from here. Okay, ID 1, and whenever you go to setup, here you can see the slave ID is 1, so that is why I have to use slave ID 1 here. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. And if I run it, okay, our Modbus data.db is created, as you can see here. Okay, now we will create a table here. So our table is created. If I open it here, okay, our table is created, but it don't have any data because we didn't started our while loop, okay, to log the data. So once we will start our while loop, it will continuously log the data. Okay, you can see the timestamp. Okay, it will log the data at every 5 seconds, but the value is 0 because we haven't simulated this one. Okay, so if I simulate this one, okay, the value is simulated, and here also you can see the COM2 port is used by the Python. Okay, and the COM1 is sending the data to the COM2 port, and here you can see the value is updating, and the based on that you can see the value is updating here as well at every 5 seconds. Okay, 51 plus 5, 56, 56 plus 5, 1 plus 5. Okay, if you refresh the table, then you will see the data logging. Okay, so every 5 seconds our Python will request the data from this serial device, okay, on the COM2, and the request on the COM2 will come to COM1, and this device will provide the data, and then after Python will log the data into the SQLite database. So whatever our agenda was to log the data of Modbus serial device into SQLite database is completed, and we have successfully created a Python script which can read any Modbus serial device data and log into the SQLite database. Okay, you can modify the script to read data from multiple slave devices. Okay, because if you create a second slave device here, yeah, you can see here also slave device is 1. Okay, but I can change it to 2 from here. Okay, so you can see slave ID is 1 here, slave ID is 2 here, and here also slave ID is 1. So this is not accepted, so we have to change it to 3. Okay, so here you can see we have created 3 Modbus device with different ID. The first one has ID 1, the second one has ID 2, and the third one has ID 3. Okay, and our Python will only log the data from ID 1. Okay, why it logs 0 data? Because it is reading the data from ID 1, so that is why it logged the 0 data. Okay, so I need to close ID 3. Okay, here also I need to close it, and here also I have to simulate our data again. Okay, then after our Python will start logging the new data. Okay, you can see 10, 20, 5, 15. Okay, the value is increasing, and based on that the data will log into our database. Okay, so this is how you can use Python to log your Modbus serial device data into SQLite database. Okay, so if I disconnect my device, okay, you can see port is closed. Okay, you will see the notification here, Modbus device is not reachable. Okay, and the data will be not logged into the database. If I refresh it here, then you can see only 35 row is there. Okay, the row count will not increase. If I delete everything from here and I write to database, and if I refresh it, then you will see row count will not increase. If I connect it again, okay, if I connect it again, then it is connected, it is updating the value, and you can see the Python script is working fine now, and it will log the data at every 5 seconds. Okay, you can see 18 plus 5, 23. Okay, again after 5 seconds it will log the data. So this Python script is very useful whenever you want to log data from any serial device, and if it is not able to log the data, then it will skip that part and it will try again after 5 seconds. So whenever your device is online and up, it will log the data, and the rest of the time it will not log the data into our SQLite database. Okay, So I hope this thing is clear, and if you still have any question or any doubt regarding this Modbus serial device data logging into the SQLite database, then you can ping me on WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, anywhere. I'll try to resolve your doubt as soon as possible. Okay, and we have covered this thing, that how to log Modbus serial device data into SQLite database, and in the next video we are going to see how to log Modbus serial device data into MySQL database. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video, and we will meet you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and thank you.